Everyone in the prison cell block is on edge tonight. The convict, Leo Salazar, is being escorted back into solitary confinement. Yesterday, he started a riot with two rival gangs over inside information that he fed to both sides. When the guards asked who was responsible, he confessed, because Leo wants to be in confinement, because the others can't get to him there, but he can always get to them, and they know it. Pinche bruja, they cry, calling him a witch. The devil, more prisoners shout. Only he knows the truth of how he does it, but they all know the stories. His old cellmate said Leo would be in bed for days at a time, dreaming for so long that eventually he learned to get inside the other inmates' nightmares. And over the years, he'd practice by sleeping for weeks, learning to control dreams and their dreamers. The pedophile hung himself with bed sheets to escape. The wife killer plunged a shiv into his wrist until he couldn't grip the blade. The rapist fought it for as long as he could, but every night he'd dream of all his shame. The trial with the murderous stares of his victims burning him alive, his mother's tears on repeat, memories playing over and over in his mind. "Oh my God, no more, please," he sobbed, desperately fighting the urge to sleep. "Please just leave me alone." And in the morning, when the cell doors opened, he ran out of his second-story room, jumped over the rails, and dived head first into the concrete floor. The guards lock Leo in solitary, and he lays on the small sleeping mat, practically his throne. Nobody slept last night, but daydreams don't need them to. So at breakfast, Henry stares at mushy grits, while his Aryan Brotherhood bark about their problems. And while his mind wanders off to thoughts of his mother, he remembers as a boy hiding behind their shower curtain while his father dragged her across the tile by her newly dyed hair. "Did you ask if I wanted to fuck a redhead? Who else are you dying this shit for, huh? Knuckles crash against her face while he pulls back the curtain to peek at the scene. And he likes what he sees. The power, the blood. Leaving his head, Leo realizes that Henry is a psychopath, and Henry realizes that the reason he can't stop thinking of his mother is the creep-ass witch boy making him think of his mother. He tells his crew the Freddy Krueger fuck is in his head now, and they need to do something about it. "Now y'all don't tell me how either," he says. "Anything I know, he'll know." Back in Leo's dreams, he wonders how he punishes someone who can't feel guilt or shame. He paces back and forth in his emerald castle, filled with rooms of his favorite memories, overlooking a valley of pine trees. This paradise he made for himself, for peace, but it's cloudy because of this new problem. He wakes up in time for dinner. The guards lift the lid and pass a tray through the door. "Eat up," one of them says with a smile. Leo checks the guard's mind while he falls asleep at his desk to confirm. His meal was laced with powdered glass. Henry's clan wants him to bleed out, and that's fine by him. Not everyone gets what they want, but here in this place, he gives them what they deserve. He dumps the food in the toilet, and over the next few days, sleep becomes hard, now that he's starving. At night, he struggles picking through Henry's head, who's only sleeping minutes at a time. But eventually, he finds a weakness, something that scares him. Leo's eyes are sunk in, his skin hugs bone. He eats his nails to nubs and drinks water from the sink to hold back the hunger pains. He has to wait, though, so everyone can watch this. At the breakfast table, Henry squashes a bug in his food before resting his eyes. He dreams of his dad's clan meeting, deep in the woods and late into the night. And little Henry wanders away from the group and their torches, exploring the dark forest with his flashlight. He trips and tumbles down a ravine filled with dead bushes and sticky webs. A nest. He feels tickles all over, and shining the light down his legs, he sees hundreds of spiders, centipedes, and bugs. Dropping the flashlight leaves him in the darkness as they crawl all over him. Henry stands up from the table, screaming, startling everyone around him as he drags his nails across his flesh, trying to get the nightmare bugs off. They're everywhere. Leo smiles in bed at the hell he's made real. "Get them off! Get them off!" Henry shouts before coughing violently. All the inmates back away terrified. They're in his mouth now, burrowing quickly down his throat. He scratches and claws at his neck, tearing out chunks of his bloody Adam's apple. And guards arrive just in time to hold down his gurgling neck wound until he stops thrashing on the ground as they bring Leo his oatmeal.